Hello everyone, this vlog is all about how to stay sane as an actor while you're in LA. I mean, it probably isn't to do with just being an actor in LA, it's probably just to be doing with being an actor anywhere. But I think it's very important because a lot of the times, a lot of actors aren't always very happy if you're not doing what you want to do. It can be really depressing. But especially in LA, if you are new to here, this is not your home and you've just moved, it can be the most incredible place, but it can also be the most lonely, dark, depressing place if stuff is not going right. So here's what I've found that has helped keep me sane and in a good place. And it comes and goes, you know. Sometimes I'm on cloud nine and everything is going really well. And sometimes I just don't like life at all. But things that I find really helpful are friendships. When you come here, it's really great to try and establish some kind of real friendships. It's interesting that a lot of people say people in LA are very flaky and they're blah, 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 blah. And it's true, there are some people who you meet and they're like, oh my gosh, we're going to stay friends and you're amazing, and then you never hear from them again, and you invite them out for coffee, you never hear from them again, and that is just some people. But there are other people who are genuinely really lovely. So I have some very, very good friends from home who I met here, who are great friends to talk to. Don't shut yourself off, you know, when you're feeling, keep connected with people. Also, keep connected with people from home. I am always ringing people in England, Skyping, FaceTiming, and messaging. Sometimes I don't like text messaging, but always keeping in contact with people from home. And if I'm feeling a bit low, call one of my girlfriends or one of my friends at home and have a chat with them. So keeping connected, I think, is humongous out here. Don't isolate yourself. Keeping in activity. I think the biggest thing for feeling the lows out here is if you're not acting, you're not doing what you want to be doing. So be in an acting class. If you can't afford acting class, get some friends together around one of your places and just work on stuff, work on material, write things with people, collaborate, make something. If you find that it's not happening for you, what you want to happening, make it happen. Do it, because work breeds work. Creating leads to more things. Being in a positive place with acting, feeling like you're just doing it all the time, makes you feel good. And when it comes down to the auditions for big jobs, you've got it, because you're doing it all the time. It's not like, oh my God, my one audition in 6 months, I've got to get this job. No, because you're out there making stuff happen. So if you're feeling like you're not doing anything, make something happen. For me, the most important thing to surviving out in LA is having the right attitude, having the right mindset, and it has to be a positive one. It's not always easy to be positive. It really isn't. But if you want to be happy out here, you have to work on that. You have to really work on confidence. Being confident, not arrogant, just being confident that you've got it, that you are good. You need that. If you don't have that, don't come to LA. Work on it and then come out here. If you're out here and you don't have the confidence and the belief, work on it, because you need it. You can't walk into a room feeling like you're terrible and that you're a failure and expecting to get it, because you just won't. So if you've got any of that going on, address it immediately. And I'd say address it by getting into activity, which was the last point, working with other people. Also reading. I read a lot of personal development books and books on attitude and relationships and how to interact with people. And I find that if ever I'm in a bit of a funk, reading stuff like that about, you know, interacting and how the mind works and how to stay focused and positive and driven and how to do all of that, it's a constant reminder. And it takes work, you know, that sometimes I'm on cloud nine, which I've mentioned before, and sometimes I'm just not in a good place. So if you're feeling in that little like, oh God, what am I doing? Am I good enough? Blah, 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 blah. Stop right there. Stop right there. And start to address it. You know, sometimes if you're in a bit of a funk, you just want to be in a funk. Fine, you know, be in your little funk for a few days, or however long, but then decide to do something about it, and do that by reading. Surrounding yourself, here's another thing, surrounding yourself with successful, positive, driven people is humongous. You are the sum of the 5 people closest to you. So what that means is if you're surrounded by people who are not very successful in their career, they're constantly bitching about everything in their life, they're complaining about never having any money, they don't have any money, they're very unhappy, that will be your life if you surround yourself with those people. So look to the people who are positive and who inspire you and who are where you want to be. It makes a humongous difference. Another tip I'd say on staying sane while you're out in LA is give yourself a break. Sometimes one of my downfalls is that I just don't stop and I get really stressed out, and actually sometimes you just need to turn your phone off, not reply to emails, not be submitting for breakdowns, not be constantly trying to do everything. Sometimes you just have to stop, take a break, give yourself some time, enjoy the city. Like LA is such an amazing place. Also, something else that's really important to keeping your sanity and keeping you happy out here is money. And it's a sad thing to say, but without financial stability, if you're worrying about paying rent and how to afford food, and I can't afford classes and I can't afford workshops, it makes it incredibly stressful. So either come out with a chunk of money or have something. Know that you've got some kind of income coming in. For people like us on an O1 visa, we're technically not supposed to work doing anything other than acting. So make sure you know how you're going to get money, because you need that. If you live out here, if you're American, if you're out here and money's a thing, if you're working, I don't know, 2 jobs that take up every single waking moment of your day and you're still just earning enough to get by, it's probably not the best thing to be doing. Work smart, not hard is something a friend of mine taught me a long time ago, and that really stuck with me. Ways of doing that is a whole nother vlog unto itself, but it's important to have financial stability. So, in summary, I love a good old summary that I always forget. In summary, keep connected. Don't suffer alone. Reach out to friends that you make friends here, reach out to them or connect back with your friends at home. Surround yourself with positive, inspiring people who motivate you. Stay away from negative people. It's not going to help. Get into activity. If you're not working, create your own work. Do something. Make something happen. Be in acting classes. Acting is what you're here to do because you love it, so be doing it. Make sure you've got some financial stability. If you're coming out here, make sure that you've got money behind you, or that you've got a way of you know that you're going to be making money. Give yourself a break. Sometimes you just need to take a chill pill and relax and enjoy things and switch off. So there you have it. There were a few of my tips. I hope it was helpful. I just think it's really important to remember that you are not alone. I think about people like Robin Williams, who conceivably had an incredible, fantastic career with everything going right, and he was still in a dark place and there wasn't that happiness. We're very at risk, I think, as artists, because we're putting our soul on the line in a way. And it can be quite painful if you're not doing what you want to do and you're not where you want to be, or you're suffering from rejection. So it's just so vital that you work on you, finding that happiness in you, finding that belief, that confidence, that power that I can be, have, do anything, and not suffering alone. Don't suffer alone. Don't shut yourself off from people. There's a really great TED talk by this woman called Brené Brown called The Power of Vulnerability. And I'd recommend you check that out too, because that had a profound effect with me. So anyway, I hope that helped. I hope that made you feel a bit more empowered and a bit more positive. Subscribe. I will be doing more of these, so subscribing will keep you updated. And I hope it helped. If it did, please share it. That's the reason that I do them. Ta-ra!